Have you heard about the latest immigration changes coming in 2026? If you're a green card holder or planning to be one, these new rules could dramatically change your life. This isn't just policy talk, it affects your ability to live, work, and even travel in the United States. So, whether you've held a green card for years or just applied, it's crucial to understand what's coming and how to protect yourself. Let's start with the basics. Green card holders, or lawful permanent residents, have always enjoyed certain privileges in the U.S., like working legally, traveling freely in and out of the country, and even applying for citizenship after meeting residency requirements. But the Trump administration's 2026 rules are shaking things up in ways that could impact nearly every green card holder. From stricter residency requirements to new enforcement measures, ignoring these changes could have serious consequences. One of the most significant updates involves maintaining your permanent resident status. Historically, as long as you lived in the U.S. and filed taxes, your green card was secure. But under the 2026 rules, extended absences from the country could put your green card at risk. If you spend more than a certain number of months outside the U.S., immigration authorities may assume you've abandoned your residency even if you have family, a home, or a job in the United States. This is particularly critical for people who travel frequently for work, study abroad, or have family commitments overseas. Now, let's talk about travel documentation. Previously, green card holders could rely on their card and passport for international travel without too much hassle. The new rules introduce stricter scrutiny at borders and ports of entry. Officers may now ask for proof that you intend to maintain U.S. residency, including evidence of employment, property ownership, or family ties. Failing to provide this could lead to delays, questioning, or even temporary denial of entry. Imagine coming back from a vacation or business trip only to be detained or flagged because you didn't have the right proof. This is now a real possibility. Taxes are another big focus of the 2026 changes. The administration has made it clear that compliance with U.S. tax laws will be closely tied to immigration status. If you're a green card holder and fail to report income properly or miss tax filings, it could be considered a violation of your permanent residency requirements. This means that even minor mistakes or oversights could jeopardize your status. For anyone with investments, business interests, or bank accounts overseas, understanding these rules is critical to avoid unintended consequences. Employment verification is also set to become stricter. While green card holders can legally work in the U.S., authorities are now emphasizing that maintaining lawful employment is part of demonstrating ongoing eligibility for permanent residency. Those who spend long periods unemployed or who work in jobs not consistent with their visa or immigration history may face increased scrutiny. Essentially, the government wants to ensure that green card holders are contributing to the U.S. economy and maintaining ties to the country. Another major shift involves conditional green cards. Previously, individuals who received a 2-year conditional green card had the option to remove conditions by filing the appropriate paperwork. Under the new 2026 rules, the timeline is becoming stricter, and failure to file correctly could result in automatic revocation of your status. This particularly affects people who obtained green cards through marriage or entrepreneurship. Missing deadlines, or failing to provide adequate documentation, could now have much more severe consequences. Let's discuss naturalization because it's closely connected. For those planning to apply for U.S. citizenship, the new rules are introducing additional requirements. These may include stricter residency verification, enhanced background checks, and more documentation of physical presence in the United States. Essentially, the administration wants to ensure that only those fully committed to living in the U.S. and contributing to society can naturalize. This could extend processing times and increase the documentation burden for applicants. Healthcare coverage may also indirectly impact green card holders. Some new rules tie immigration compliance to access to certain government benefits. While lawful permanent residents are still eligible for programs like Medicaid in certain states, authorities may now check immigration status more rigorously. For those who rely on public benefits, this is something to monitor closely because it could affect eligibility or even trigger inquiries into your residency status. Education and student status are also affected. Green card holders attending college or university should note that prolonged absences or part-time enrollment might now be interpreted as a break in residency, especially for younger holders or those pursuing higher education abroad. The government is emphasizing continuous ties to the United States as a factor in maintaining permanent residency. So, planning study abroad or extended education programs requires careful consideration under the new rules. Family considerations are another critical area. If you have dependents, especially children or elderly relatives, their status may be indirectly affected by your compliance with the 2026 rules. Authorities are making it clear that family connections and evidence of ties to the United States will be part of evaluating ongoing eligibility. This means that maintaining clear records of family relationships, living arrangements, and household ties can now play a role in your immigration status. Legal compliance is becoming more rigorous across the board. Minor infractions, previously overlooked, may now carry more weight. For example, criminal convictions, even for relatively minor offenses, could now trigger reviews of your green card status. This isn't just about avoiding trouble, it's about being proactive in understanding how your personal and professional life aligns with U.S. immigration expectations. So, what should you do right now? First, review your travel history and ensure you understand how extended absences could affect your residency. Second, check your tax filings and financial compliance, especially if you have overseas income or assets. Third, gather documentation that proves strong ties to the United States, like property records, employment contracts, and family documentation. Fourth, if you have a conditional green card, make sure all filings are complete and deadlines are met. Finally, consider consulting an immigration attorney who specializes in green card compliance to navigate these changes effectively. It's also essential to stay informed. The 2026 rules are still rolling out, and official guidance may evolve. Make it a habit to check updates from USCIS and other government sources regularly. Being proactive now will save headaches later, prevent penalties, and ensure you maintain your lawful permanent resident status. In short, Trump's 2026 immigration rules are not just minor tweaks, they represent a major shift in how green card holders are monitored and evaluated. From travel and taxes to employment, conditional status, and family considerations, the changes are comprehensive. Ignoring them isn't an option because the stakes are real: fines, delays, or even loss of permanent residency. The good news is that with careful planning, preparation, and awareness, green card holders can continue to live and thrive in the United States. The key is understanding the rules, maintaining compliance, and documenting everything. This isn't about fear, it's about staying informed and empowered so that your rights and privileges as a green card holder remain secure. The clock is ticking, and 2026 is approaching fast. If you haven't already started reviewing your status and preparing for these changes, now is the time. Protecting your green card isn't just paperwork, it's about safeguarding your life, career, and family in the United States.